Good afternoon, traders. Today is April 26th. I usually start with the screen because it shows either my profits or losses for the day, and today it's blank because I didn't make any trades today. I was busy doing other things, so I missed out on on all of the action this morning, and it looked like it was a pretty eventful day. So let's go into the markets real quick to review using order flow and volume profile. So we could start off with Nasdaq. Looks like there was a lot of selling that happened in the first 10 to 15 minutes of the morning, which the sellers looks like they couldn't hold. So they pushed the price higher, but then sellers kind of resumed here on top, which eventually it dropped it lower, but it couldn't like really decide to keep going lower. So looks like it just rallied back up, taking out those highs. Looks like it tested the first extension of the opening of the initial balance, broke it a little bit, and then sold off significantly. Basically, it looked like it fell to the opening initial balance extension on the bottom, which was pretty interesting. And coincidentally, you see it test the previous initial balance close. It was almost like a confluence here, and then it found some buyers and stepped in. But this was like towards the end of the day, looks like. So yeah, a really eventful day. I'm pretty sad that I missed out on it, but I had to do other things. So I'll definitely be trading tomorrow. Um, so going to NQ or ES, pretty similar picture as far as like how it went after in the afternoon, the sell off. But the morning was much more bearish on ES. We had the market start with opposite. We started with a lot of buyers and then it sold off, which is really funny to me from reviewing this because it was the opposite on ES or NASDAQ. We had sellers and then it pushed higher. ES did the opposite. There was buyers and then it pushed lower. So almost like confused both NASDAQ and ES today. But yeah, there's a lot of sellers. And then all of a sudden, towards the bottom, you started seeing buyers pick up, even though the price has been going down. And eventually, this thing started just going up. Looks like there was a little bit of confusion. At least if I was trading this, I would be a little bit confused with, even though it's breaking out of these highs, this bar would have confused me. It looks like it wants to start going like retesting these areas, but that was like almost like a rejection. Tested again, and then the seller stepped in again with 2300 delta on the sell side, and that's where it actually triggered the short. It looks like it didn't even reach the extension value. Started selling off, and then looks like, yep, in this case it tested the initial balance extension. Yeah, boy, do I love those areas. I feel like they work so well, and both on Nasdaq and ES. And I think, yeah, like there's no other way you could kind of find these areas using something else. So it looks like, yeah, fell, tested it, found resistance, and then obviously found support, and then obviously we had earnings that took place after, with I think Meta was reporting some other companies, and it was good. So dragged it a little bit higher. I did want to review quickly, for example, ES. This is just a chart, a daily volume profile chart that I use to basically kind of see what's happening on a slightly longer period time frame. And looks like, yeah, we had kind of this range here. For 3 days, it was going up and down, up and down. Eventually, it broke lower after this. This is the day I was trading where I said this is a strong rejection. I don't think we're going to test this higher. We're not going to break this for the next couple days because there was also a lot of sellers on that day. Here, I'll just show it real quick. On the delta, there was a lot of, this was on Friday, I believe, right here. Yep, Friday. There was 11,000 negative delta, even though the bar is green, and then it just sold off. And right now, I mean, it does look like there's, yeah, like for example, this is a pretty balanced bar. This is almost the same amount of buyers and sellers. And then this bar, for example, 7,000 looks like it's accumulating a little bit, but nothing too aggressive. Like for example, 19,000 or 11,000 is also not huge, but it's definitely much more than like 700, for example. So sorry to get distracted there. Going back to ES. So that's where I was saying I don't think it's gonna break this high, and it didn't. Sold off significantly, and then today it like tried to test higher, and then couldn't even break this channel here that I had drawn, and then it just sold off. So a little bit, definitely bearish picture right now on ES on the slightly longer term. We have Delta significantly dropping. So I'm curious to see if, yeah, if we start testing these highs and breaking out of them, I'm going to switch to being more long. But for now, I'm pretty bearish on ES and NASDAQ. I think NASDAQ is similar. Let's do a quick review on the daily. So we had, yeah, definitely a stronger push this after the earnings yesterday with Microsoft and Google pushed this significantly higher, but it never broke this value area here, like almost like the high of Tuesday. And it looks like it got stalled into this area right here. And then sold off, and then kind of finding this. It was actually funny. I had this drawn also, kind of this wedge, falling wedge, and it fell almost, yeah, like it broke out of it on Tuesday, came back, tested the high of this range, then tested already. It's almost like we don't know what this was. Let's get back to this wedge. I thought that was pretty funny reviewing it this afternoon, but yeah, so that kind of sums up what I wanted to cover here, just to kind of show you how I look at the markets. And I know even though I didn't really trade today, it's still, I think, a little bit nice to see how the price action looked on a day like today. If you guys have any questions, let me know. I'll try to answer them. And also, I did want to call out that Apex Trader Funding is having the 90% discount rate right now, still going on until Monday, I believe. And yeah, that's one of their best deals they've ever done. And you could get an account for as low as $14 on Rithmic. And I know they also started just supporting recently Tradeovate, where you could also, for example, if you're on Rithmic, you could only trade on the Windows, I believe, and I think some mobile, but it's pretty finicky there. If you trade on Tradeovate, I think it's a little bit more pricier by like a few more dollars, but you get all the software and data supported to trade futures live. I would highly recommend it. I use it personally. I stopped using my personal accounts because of Apex Trader Funding. It reduces all the risk, and I could leverage 20 accounts on a very reasonable price. So I would encourage you to check it out. I have the coupon code in the description below. So if you guys have any questions regarding that, let me know as well. I'm not trying to promote something that I don't believe in and that I don't personally use. So I'm only promoting it because I find it very valuable. If you like this type of content, I would also encourage you to subscribe. I'm pretty new to YouTube, and I make videos like this all the time. I make some live trading videos. I do some educational videos. So, and I plan to do a lot more. So I'd love to have you, and thanks for watching. Have a good rest of your day.